some of the best Etsy stores you can start today to start making over $10,000 per month in profit. And believe me, it is definitely doable. I have a Etsy store that makes over $7,000 per month. And the way I did that was finding untapped niches, which is going to be super important with Etsy and how your store can grow fast and get sales early on. So if you haven't signed up for a free Printful account, definitely make sure to sign up with that. It'll be linked down below because we're going to be using Printful for most of these ideas in this video. So you're going to want to jump in there. Now let's jump into Printful on the computer and I'll show you guys some stores that I would consider starting today that are untapped niches that could be making money tomorrow.
Okay, so we're jumping right in. You can see we're already on Printful. If you haven't signed up for an account yet, definitely make sure to sign up. It'll be linked down in the description and pin comment for Printful. I'm a big proponent of a print-on-demand store because you don't have to deal with any of the shipping, packaging, and holding on to inventory like you have to do with another store where, say, you're making custom goods and sending them out. On Etsy, it's just a lot more work and hassle compared to print on demand, and print on demand can be a lot more profitable as well. So over on Printful, I've just come over here on the left side, click the entire product catalog. The best way to find a store idea or a product idea on a general store, if you want to start out with a general store on Etsy, it's also a good idea. And then you can niche down of what is selling the best. So some of the new stuff here. So what I would come down to is go to the browse new products here and just look at new products. So crop tops, hoodies, it's not going to be anything special. Mugs, you might think a wine tumbler may be a niche item to sell on Etsy, with just some cool designs or sayings. So let's come over to Etsy and search for a wine tumbler and see how many results we get. So we get 124,000 results. So definitely not going to be a niche that we're going to want to get into that has low supply here. Where we want something, just a few thousand, maybe under 10,000, because really you're not going to show up here on the first page. There's about 40 items on the home page of each search. So if we're just looking at wine tumblers, a ton of competition out there for wine tumblers. Not saying it's not a good store and there's not a lot of stores that are making a ton of money selling wine tumblers, but the competition to start making sales this month or even next month or even in a year, if you want to make, at least $1,000 per month, it's going to be really hard unless you get pretty lucky and have some really good designs that stand out and start getting on the homepage of search results. So we're going to come back to the new products, look for something else that we could consider. We have a poster, we have a pint glass travel mug. One thing that catches my eye here as we scroll down is going to be embroidered patches in a heart shape. So if they have some cool shapes over here, that could be a good idea and niche to get into. So we can see the heart shaped patch. So let's come over to Etsy, search for that heart shaped patch. We get 2,500 results. So definitely going to be a good niche to get in here. Some of these prices are pretty low, so you would have to charge up for some of your designs, but also focus on a really niche heart-shaped design. We're going to get a lot less results here. Maybe someone's looking for it in black, so if we just search for black hearts, not as many results, and you can see a lot of these results don't even make sense. So there is an opportunity to get on the home page here if you only are selling if you're selling, just black ones. I see a skull heart patch. We could try that. And now we get under 1,000 results. And most of these results don't make sense. This is really the only one that makes sense. Black skull. This one, I think, the same store. So really, there's not many results here for this that actually makes sense. So it would be even easier to get on the home page as well, because I would say less than half of these results that we're getting on the homepage actually makes sense. Definitely can pick a already small niche like heart-shaped patches and then niche down even more to have designs with barely any results. And we want to get on that homepage, so that's what we're targeting for our store. So another thing you can do on Printful, and if you don't see any new products you think could make a good listing or store on Etsy, is come over, look at some of the more niche categories. So home and living, we could come down and see what they have here, and then come down to right here we see flags. So they do have a flag, and actually they give you a really good idea here. So this is a flag where it has the map of the world, and you've seen the scratch off map posters like this. Different idea is to have a flag and just have people put pins in places that they've been. So actually Printful right here gives you a good idea, and we can see if that is popular on Etsy or has been made stores on Etsy of that yet. So if we just type in travel flag, you get 48,000 results. But do we see any results that actually matches the idea that we have? So you can see there's a world map, but that is going to be like a poster map. So not actually seeing any of these results that is what our product idea actually is. And Printful had that as a example there, so you know it is a pretty good idea. And as we scroll down, I'm not seeing anything like that. But you know, the travel map is super popular. If we search that, there are 215,000 results of people making these, selling them. Some of the best sellers over here, $70. Pretty crazy how much you could charge for these. Looking back on Etsy, these only cost $21. If you're selling this for $70, you're getting, you know, almost $50 in profit per sale. So a pretty good idea over here to actually do what they do in the example, which seems like it doesn't even exist on Etsy. Okay, coming down, beachwear is going to be another small niche here. So we could see rash guards could be a thing, all over print custom design rash guards. So we can look that up on Etsy. So rash guard only has 10,000 results, which actually isn't that much. But if we do rash guard for kids, we're probably going to get a lot less results, 2,400. And you could see that there's, you know, custom designs on here. So if you say like kids, we just saw a skeleton. If you just go to skeleton, we're going to get 1,000 results, and most of these don't make sense. There's really one, two here out of these results I'm seeing that actually makes sense of what we search for, so it should be pretty easy to get on the homepage. Here's a third out of like 30 designs we've looked at that actually make sense for this search result. So it should be easy to get on the homepage for something like this. I'm guessing if we even niche down and say rash guard men's, yeah, only 3,600 results. If we go women's, 6,500. So, I mean, you could just focus on the kids rash guards and men because those are going to be the lowest competition on Etsy, even though the competition already is pretty low for rash guards. So definitely a good idea of a store there. Coming back to Etsy, just looking for things that may stand out to me or that I may notice that could be underrepresented on Etsy. So the one I see here is recycled swim trunks and recycled athletic shorts. So some people are pretty into buying, you know, recycled items, and that's also a great selling point, especially on a platform like Etsy. So let's go over and look at recycled swim trunks here. 2,700 results. Again, a pretty low barrier in here, but are these designs even made of recycled items? So I see the word recycled in the first one. You know, some of these other ones I don't see recycled. Also in their thumbnail images, I don't see anything about recycled. So you could put, you know, recycled little logo of that recycled image on your thumbnail and really stand out here and probably get on the homepage of recycled swim trunks. But I'm guessing you could even do recycled shorts, which I saw on Printful as well. And there's still only 5,800 results, so not that many. You could niche down to just men's shorts here, and then you're going to get even less results, 3,000. And a lot of these are not recycled, actually. Like this first one is not recycled material, at least that they're noting in the titles. I think that there actually is less results. I've only seen a couple so far as we're scrolling. They're actually recycled, so a good way to stand out and pick a niche that's underrepresented, as you know, recycled items maybe are going to be a trend this year or in the future and really take off. You could get in early on Etsy in an underrepresented niche here. So I gave you guys 4 or 5 ideas here for new stores, new products you could try from Printful. And you know, when some of them blow up, you can just really niche down your store from a general store to actually building a niche store of, you know, just selling rash guards, just selling recycled items, maybe even only selling recycled swimsuit items. So there's a ton you could do here, a ton of products to look out for on Printful. I would recommend looking at the new products and then just diving into some of these niches and finding some of these products that aren't represented on Etsy.
All right, so hopefully you guys got some good store ideas out of this. And there's a lot of untapped niches still on Etsy. If you guys have watched my video of how I have an Etsy store that makes over $7,000 per month with an untapped niche, go check that one out. And it'll be linked here at the end of this video. And I also reveal the product that I was selling on that store. So definitely go over and check that one out. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Subscribe to the channel for more Etsy tips and side hustle tips in general. That's all what we're about on this channel. So subscribe to this one. Check out the video that's here on the end card, and we'll see you in another one.